Well, this was one of several incidents in what was a violent day for the Metro yesterday. Tonight, we hear from Omaha Police about how the city is moving forward from those tragic incidents.
It's a rare day for Omaha to have this many deaths.
That was Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmaderer addressing the community Wednesday after what became a deadly day in the Metro. 4 different incidents claimed the lives of 6 people.
Yesterday it was a very tragic, rare day. That is not the regular in Omaha. It was just a very, very sad and tragic day here. Certainly not the routine, not things that happen in Omaha on a regular basis. 2 of the shootings happened overnight. The first near 48th and Nicholas Street just after 1 a.m. 30 minutes later, a man found both of his parents shot dead inside their home near 85th and Izzard Streets. Wednesday afternoon, it happened again. 2 more people found dead, this time at a home near Lake Cunningham.
You never see anything like that around here. You always hear about it, but it's usually either downtown or somewhere around there, but out here, never.
John Holzhay was inside on his computer Wednesday afternoon before he heard sirens right outside his window.
They got louder and louder and louder, and he came out, and we had all kinds of police cars and fire trucks and ambulances all around. And I've never seen such a conglomeration in all my life.
A couple at this home were found dead in what police are investigating as a murder-suicide. 2 children, ages 5 and 1, were safely removed from the scene.
I hate it for the simple fact that kids have lost their parents, and what else can you do?
OPD says all 3 incidents are still under investigation. While Wednesday was tragic, they say these types of scenes remain rare.
Overall crime reduction numbers are down. The major categories as far as non-fatal shootings and homicides, they are down from a historical context. Certainly the violent crime in general is certainly down.
OPD's message to the community is simple. Omaha is safe.
Phil Toffmo reporting. We have a link to some community resources like the Omaha Homicide Support Group on our website at firstalert6.com. We're on First Alert for a cooler